We live in the great era of temple building. Only a few years ago, a temple dedication was an event that happened every few decades. Now there's a temple dedicated every few months. In places around the globe, Latter-day Saints once had to travel thousands of miles to attend the temple. Now most of the church is only a few hours away from one of these sacred houses of the Lord. In the latter days, we've been blessed with the resources to bring the temple to the people. But there was a time when the people had to bring the temple with them. Exodus 36 and 37 explain the meticulous and beautiful furnishings of the tabernacle built by the Israelites during the time of Moses. The tabernacle was a portable temple carried by the Israelites during the 40 years that they wandered in the wilderness. Only the finest materials were used by the children of Israel in creating a home for the Lord. During this period of nomadic wandering by the children of Israel, the Lord became nomadic as well. He made his dwelling in a tent in the midst of the camp of Israel. The Israelites used their finest materials to create a home for the Lord, though they also used the materials on hand. For instance, most of the furnishings in the tabernacle were made of shittim, or acacia wood, which was then overlaid with silver or gold. Acacia wood was strong and resistant to decay, and was one of the only substances available in the wilderness where the Israelites lived. Making the components of the tabernacle out of pure gold or silver would have been too costly and impractical. So instead, the acacia wood was covered with these precious substances. At the heart of the tabernacle, and kept in the Holy of Holies, was the Ark of the Covenant, a sacred box made out of acacia wood and covered with gold. The ark was where the Israelites kept several sacred objects to remind them of God's goodness and help them during their time in the wilderness. According to the scriptures, the ark contained the tablets the 10 Commandments were written on, the rod of Aaron, which showed new growth even after it was cut off of a tree, and a pot of manna. Some commentators have noted that the stone tablets showed how Israel was taught in the wilderness, the manna showed how the people were fed in the wilderness, and the rod showed how Israel was ruled in the wilderness. The lid of the Ark of the Covenant included 2 cherubim. The lid was known as the mercy seat because this is the place where the Lord manifested himself to the leaders who were chosen to enter into the Holy of Holies. Contrary to popular belief, the ark didn't melt off the faces of the enemies of the Israelites or have destructive spirits that were kept inside. Instead, the ark was another reminder to the Israelites of God's mercy in helping them escape from slavery in Egypt. All the components of the tabernacle of Moses were made of ordinary items like acacia wood, and then taken and made sacred by the wise-hearted craftsmen of Israel into something truly special and holy in the sight of God. In our time, temples are built out of ordinary brick and stone, and then fashioned by wise-hearted people into places of refuge and holiness. We make these places holy by our devotion and our service to God. In a similar manner, God can take ordinary people like you and me and fashion us into holy men and women, covered not with gold or silver, but with his power and glory. In the hands of the master craftsman, we can rise above our earthly natures to become part of God's work and a part of God's holy house.